Well, let's get into it tonight, guys. We have our first email question. Coincidentally, this one is from Courtney, not me, but I would ask this question if I was also doing this. So I tried reading my car insurance policy, but I don't really understand it. What are the most important details I need to educate myself about? It's like I wrote it myself.
It almost is, and thank you for being so honest that you tried reading the policy. At least you tried. Now, I don't know how far you went in trying, but let me tell you something. Attempting to read an automobile insurance policy is might as well be reading Chinese. I mean, you don't understand it. It's written by lawyers, for lawyers, by lawyers to prevent you from getting paid. Chris Young and I have just a little saying that we go back and forth with is that insurance policies, they sell off on the large print and pay off on the small print. And that's what the devil of the details get down to. But there is some help that we can give you. If you will pull your declaration of coverages page, we can go through it pretty quickly with you. First of all is bodily injury. That's the kind of insurance in the event that you hit somebody and they are harmed or they're hurt. What do we talk about a lot around here, Courtney? Uninsured motorist coverage. We want you to make sure that you have uninsured motorist coverage, stacked uninsured motorist coverage in the same amounts that you have for bodily injury coverage. Of course, right now in the state of Florida, you have no fault coverage or PIP, personal injury protection is the way it'll show up on your policy. That usually is a default of $10,000, which is the bare minimum. After that, you got to buy some of these extra coverages. Comprehensive collision. Sometimes people get rental car coverage as well. But if you want to learn about your policy, we always recommend that you go to a local insurance agent and sit down face to face with that insurance agent. We've got some great insurance agents here in the Bay County, Jackson County area, all through the Panhandle. Chipley, I know that there's a few there, and I think there's even a couple over in Bonifay as well that'll sit down with you face to face and go over it. What are some of the dangers, though, Ted Howell, of clicking when you're trying to save a few bucks buying from the Green Lizard or buying from the Flows of the world and all of that? What are some of the dangers that you see, Ted, and some of the insurance policies that we get a hold of after the fact? And after the fact, it's too late, Ted.
And you know, Larry, one thing that we often hear when folks come in to sit down with us after they've been in an accident is like we start asking them questions about the policy, and they say, well, we have full coverage. Which is, I'm not sure exactly what they mean by full coverage because I don't know what that would be, because you can purchase coverages in various amounts depending on what your actual needs are. But it's important because a lot of times when you go in and you're just trying to save money, you don't look at every little item that you could have. And as Larry mentioned, one of the most important ones and ones that we talk about very frequently on the show is the uninsured motorist coverage. In fact, it's so important in order for you to not have it in the same amount of coverage as you have on your bodily injury limits. You have to actually sign a form rejecting it. And when we have that discussion, many times people say, oh, I never signed that form when I was in there with the agent. But the problem is they shove so many documents in front of you and you do so many things, especially if you're doing online and clicking, that you don't realize that you have given away some valuable rights that you need to make sure that you have. Because what we buy insurance for is risk that we cannot afford to lose. And one of the most dangerous things we do anytime we leave our home is get on the roads, and there's many people that do not have adequate bodily injury liability, which is the protection that you would seek to go after if they were to hit you in an accident. Right now, as the current status of Florida law, individuals are not required to maintain bodily injury liability insurance. That is hopefully going to change soon, and there's actually a bill that's going to be sent to the governor's desk that it's already been passed by both the House and the Senate that would require mandatory minimum bodily injury coverage of $25,000 per person or $50,000 per accident. Hopefully that will pass, and so that everyone will have that protection, so that if you have an accident, there's at least that minimum coverage. But right now that's not required, so it's important that you have that uninsured motorist coverage so that you can protect yourself if you're in an accident.